Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's video I'd like to have a look at some Forex charts. Today is Tuesday the 9th of August 2011. So as the euro has been in the news a lot in here in Europe, I'd like to have a look at some euro based charts. Particularly as it's been the topic of conversation in Europe with all the debt crisis. So this is in MTPredictor 6.5. I'm using a feed from eSignal, using FXCM data, looking at some 5-minute charts. As you can see here, initially we had a couple of buy setups on the euro. If I look down at the STF, which is our strong trend filter, these were under a black stroke blue STF, so they were okay to take as buy setups. If I look at the first one here, you can see that this actually gave us a losing trade. You'd have been taken in at this level and then stopped out again. We then got a TS2 buy setup here, and again it would have come in, and if I look at this low here, which was 42.04, you can see it actually stopped us out to the tick, which is very frustrating. So that's the first point to notice, is that yes, there are losing trades with any software. However, the important point is because we use correct position sizing on Forex, it keeps the risks small and under control. Here I'm risking 2% on a sample $20,000 account. So here you would have had two losing trades. Again, it's important to understand that losses can and do unfold, but the losses were kept small at -1 each. If I clear the chart off, you can see that then we got a TS3 buy setup. So let's put the analysis on this, and here we have this trade going up to our first target. STF is weak in relation to our strength band, therefore we come out of the first target. But the important point is to look at the profit here in terms of risk units. Now, do you remember we had two losing trades, -1 and -1R? This profit was big at plus 5.4R, and that is how correct position sizing is so important when you're trading, is that when the profits come through, they're much larger than the losses, and that's what allows you to make profit over a period of time. You'd have probably read that big profits and small losses are important when trading, and the position sizing tools in MTPredictor are designed to do exactly that. So this is a very good example of showing you how, yes, there are losing trades, and we all know as professional traders there always will be losses. People who show videos that don't show losses aren't real traders, but the losses are kept small and the profits are large. So a good example here of losing trades as well as profitable trades. Let's have a look at another market. I want to go and look at the British pound. Here we have a potential buy setup down here, but that was on a red STF, so we'll ignore it. But here we have a TS3 buy setup, again on a black stroke blue STF, so it's a perfectly valid trade to take because that's in the direction of our larger degree trend. I'll put the analysis on here, and there we have the buy on the British pound. Again, this is a 5-minute chart, go right up to our first target, and STF is weak, therefore we take profits at the first target, and here you can see a lovely 3.7R profit. In fact, this profit target tagged that high absolutely perfectly. So on the British pound here, one buy setup here, a very nice profitable trade. The other market I'd like to look at today, again in and around the euro. I'm also looking at the British pound because I'm in the UK, therefore I like to follow the British pound. This is the euro British pound cross rate here, so let's have a look at this chart. Here we had a sell setup. However, this was against a blue STF, so you'd want to avoid it. Here we had a TS4 sell setup on a black STF, therefore you'd want to take it. However, as you can see, the market eventually went higher, so how would this trade unfolded? Well, we have our 100% initial risk level here. So you can see this trade actually went down, and it was actually in quite a good profit. If I put the risk reward on manually at these levels here, you can see we're actually plus 2.2R profit. So when a trade gets this far in profit, you want to be bringing your stop to break even. So in other words, when the market retraced back here back to your entry level, this level here, you'll be stopping out for break even. So this is a good example of showing how our trade management guidelines in MTPredictor can help avoid an otherwise losing trade just by using sensible trade management techniques. That's why we have our 100% initial risk level in the chart, and we also allow you to calculate what the profit is as the market's going with you, to then use some common sense to protect your trades. If I go back a little bit further on this Euro chart, you can see that we had a TS1 buy set up here. This was against a red STF, so standard traders would want to be avoiding it, but we also had a TS3 sell set up here on a red STF, so this was perfectly valid to take. We put the analysis on, and as you can see, the market didn't reach our first target. However, we do have one area where we look to potentially bank profits when the market is weak, and that is what we call our DP, which is this tool here, off our wave B swing. This is the technique we teach. So let's place this on the chart. Really easy to do. Click on choose swing high or low, come back to the prior swing, which is the wave B low here, and place it on the chart. And as you can see, this actually nailed this low beautifully, and if I scroll forward, nailed the low beautifully before the Euro British pound rallied, and we've found this happens a lot, and as such this is a good area to want to bank some profits as well. So let's put the risk reward analysis on this level. Again, it's very easy to do using our tools in MTPredictor. You can see it's just 3 clicks. So even at this level there would have been another lovely trade of plus 5R. And can you see how again the profit is expressed in risk units? So even though, as in the first example, we had a couple of losing trades, those losses were kept small at 1R each, and you can see here profits are much larger at plus 5R. We also have our Elliott wave tool, and if I put the Elliott wave pattern on here going down, just really easy again by choose swing high or low, come down here, you can see how this low here was also right at the typical wave 3 WPT. You can see that this low was right at this projected level, so this nailed the low perfectly. So yet again, if you're a bit more of an experienced trader using some of the more advanced techniques in the software, yet again this was the perfect area for wanting to bank some profits, because the typical wave 3 WPT is the area where wave 3 is most likely to end. Combine that with the DP from the prior pivot like this, and you have 2 areas where you think this decline is going to stop, so that's why you could look to then bank profits at that area. So this was a little bit more of an advanced trade that takes you slightly beyond the automatic setups, but shows you the power of the tools and the software to be doing slightly more advanced analysis, with again the aim of having trades that are much larger than the losses. So banking the profit right at that level there was probably the best you could have done on that trade, and as such was a good result. So overall, looking at the euro and British pound and euro British pound crosses over the last day or so using our 5-minute charts, you can see MTPredictor has done a very good job of not only identifying some slightly more advanced trades, but also some straightforward standard trades, and also showing you how losses are kept small and under control, and then when profits come through they are larger than the losses, and that is the key to successful trading. So overall, MTPredictor has been doing very well on the euro and British pound forex markets over the last day or so.